So a recent article actually might have shown the reasons why that we're getting a huge circulation of some of our favorite and longest ongoing manga now ending in magazines like Shonen Jump and a few others because of the reasons now about to be explained. The Japanese magazine Publishers Associate reported on Wednesday that Kodansha's weekly shonen magazine dipped in circulation below 1 million, being 995,000 since the July and September period. And that's not all. Adding into the fact with at this point as well that Weekly Shonen Jump is getting very closely to dropping to under 2 million copies as well, as its highest was in 2014 with 2.7 million in production, and then with Weekly Shonen Sunday being very close near during 2014 period to being 500,000, now dropping to 330,000 publication. And according to this, according in April 2015, that Weekly Shonen magazine circulation dropped about 10% in the previous year. Weekly Shonen Jump and Weekly Shonen Sunday dropped to around about 11% and 50% respectively in this year. Now they are putting a lot of reasons saying a lot of this is happening is also that they're trying to put efforts into digital publications, which they didn't actually put any of the graphics on there, so that could be a little bit on there. But with the recent things that's been happening in the magazines, there's also something else going on as well. If people have noticed that they've been trying to get out a lot of their long ongoing series in that magazine. We've only recently heard that Gintama's going to be ending in the next early year. You've had stuff that Bleach got pretty much cancelled this year. You got Toriko as well, which from what everyone's been telling me about Toriko, says Toriko was rushed and pretty much just cancelled, where there was yep, final battle, there you go, get out of there. And that's all just happening in Shonen Jump. Magi as well, Weekly Shonen Sunday, that has been rushed as hell, and it's still going on. It's still fantastic, but people, myself and fans, know that that's going rushed as well. And then that just adds into question and all that. Then what about Weekly Shonen Jump? And it wouldn't be a surprise if stuff like Nanatsu no Taizai and Fairy Tail, if they don't do successful, if they aren't doing those numbers, which thankfully they are doing pretty well in numbers at the moment, it's there's a fear that these series are going to get rushed as well, and they're going to be pushed to an ending alongside. So what the hell's going on? Why do you think they're doing this? Well, I think a lot of this adding to yeah, a bit of that digital sale is coming off, that is affecting them a lot. But I think the biggest problem is what they're trying to think is that they're having a hard time trying to get the demographic at the moment. And let's give them a reason to read stuff. It's let's get them instead of having all the illegal watches and all that, it's we're having a hard time giving people a reason to buy our magazine. We need something in there that will grasp new readers' attentions, that will grasp something. And I think, honestly, these magazines are probably thinking right now, well, let's get rid of a bunch of this old stuff and try and put in some new content. Shonen Jump is very notable for doing this. They have always keep pushing out fresh new series, and they normally last about to 3 months to 6 months, and they honestly just get cancelled. It's honestly that's how rough it is to work in that magazine. And adding into that the biggest sellers in Shonen Jump is Haikyuu, One Piece, and alongside Shokugeki no Soma at the moment. A lot of those series, they do a lot of numbers, but they're honestly purging everything that's pretty much more recent, older in that series. Anything that really has a 5-year pedigree at this point, they're pretty much getting rid of out of that magazine. If you look at that, if you're not including Gintama, and if you're not including at this point One Piece into this magazine, everything that's currently inside that magazine has been going on since 2012. There has been no other series since then that's lasted around about 5 years. Everything else has been new. My Hero Academia, Black Clover, and then they're getting some new series in there like Red Sprite, Promised Neverland. They've been trying to get a bunch more of these series, and they've been heavily pushing Black Clover that this is going to be the next new successful work on there. Which you gotta think, it is a business at the end of the day. They are trying to push a lot of different series, and it's no, we need this to work, we need that to work, these are going to be our help. And yes, that is working, but then as well, Shonen Jump just has this problem of just, you got to promote other series. If you're having a thing where you're oh, we're going to publish other series, then why did you never push any of these other series? You have series that have been there for clearly a very long time, that have a popularity, that have people that they want to be in there, but you completely refuse to populate it or just give it to any of the other series. Don't get me wrong, I'm kind of happy that stuff finally Black Clover is kind of getting a little time to shine, but then again, you should give it to other series, not just Clover. Clover is now going to be getting a lot of push because it had 2 magazine covers in a row. Don't just give it to Clover. give it to other series as well. Like you could have gave it to a lot of them, to Gintama, you could have given it to Soma, to Sprite, you could have been pushed that, and because of this, now that we've got a bunch of magazines, it's pretty sure, I'm pretty goddamn sure, Love Rush is going to get like cancelled sometime soon. You got Red Sprite probably not looking too good either. You got Toriko on its way out. That's already 3 series already just gone then. After that, what have you got? Like World Trigger? World Trigger is like not going to be making the money because you don't push it, you don't do anything. After its anime, it didn't really do that well. You got like Gintama leading up in the early parts of the year. Like, who really honestly cares about Samoan Killer? Honestly, the things that are interesting in that manga right now, and that you generally got, not including any of those old series, you've probably got Academia, and you've got Promised Neverland in there, alongside with this like Haikyuu. They're the ones that are in there that are doing well for you right now. So that's generally on Shonen Jump that they need to fix it up. So this is just a warning to anyone that reads from any of these 3 magazine publishers. You honestly just be careful right now, because I wouldn't be surprised in the next like 2 years or maybe a year that we start hearing about some of these other mangas. So don't be surprised if Fairy Tail and Nanatsu no Taizai, they start getting pushed up because it's like they're not doing the numbers anymore and they want to be pushing them out. The same thing like with the like, you know, Shonen Magazine, like we've got Magi like pretty much going on its way out as well. Toriko just straight up got cancelled. Same thing with like Bleach. It's like that's just how it is, and like it's honestly really disgusting. That's kind of like how you have to end like someone's story, even though you want them to like end on their own terms, but you know, it's a partly a business and then an entertainment format, so that's just how it has to be. But let me know what you guys think about Shonen Jump and all these other magazines. Do you think this is one of the reasons why exactly that we've been getting these pushing and cancellations of series? Is it just because the numbers have just been dropping, or do you think there's something more to it? That's all from me. I'm there here to see what you see in the comment section down below. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.